Hello and welcome to AltheaSuite. Today I'm going to show you how we can create access requests for our own employees. To get started, we're going to go ahead and go into the Employees module, and then we're going to go into User Roles. The user role I want to apply the access request to is going to be the sales role, so I'm going to simply three-dotted menu and modify this user role. Once we get in here, we're going to focus primarily on the sales user role. So I want to go and expand sales invoices. This now is showing me the context menu option of all of my sales invoices. Now, particularly, I want to scroll down until I find the modify option. This is going to be the option that I want to limit. Now, to enable this, we want to hit the plus button that's left of the operation that you want to limit. This will then give you a little key. Once you click the little key, we'd be brought over into this little window where it says to set the additional passwords. If you already have passwords, you can go ahead and select them now. If not, we need to create at least one of them. We can do that by hitting the middle button. Now we want to go ahead and create our first little password. So hit the new button on there, and we want to name the password. So I'm going to call this AltheaSuite. So this name should be the manager's name. It could be the owner's name or your lead, whoever it is. And then we want to go ahead and specify the password. I'm going to simply put 1234 as my password, and I'm going to hit save. So now that we have that selected, we can go ahead and grab AltheaSuite. I can see the password now pulls over with what we just created. So if you have multiple people, this could be multiple managers, could be multiple leads, but you can add them all in here as managers or somebody. They will either give you access or deny you access to whatever you're trying to do. In this case, we're trying to modify invoices. So right there, it tells you we're in sales. Within sales invoices, we're restricting the functionality to be able to modify them. So with that selected, we're going to press OK. And I can see it's a little shaded that a key is required, and it requires AltheaSuite to give that request or deny it. So once you got that selected, be sure to hit the update button. I'm going to say yes. Perfect. So it's going to bring us back over into our sales role. Now to show you this, I'm going to be logging in as a user who has the sales role. Now that I'm logged in as the employee, we're going to go into sales, go into sales invoices. Now, the access that we're restricting, remember, is the modify option. So if I go to the context menu, scroll down over here and click the modify button, this is going to be the window that pops up. So this will require your manager to come around, come to your device that you're logged into, either your computer, your phone, and type in the password and then press the OK button. Or what we can do is send a remote request. So if I'm Tom, the salesperson, and I want to modify invoice because I made a mistake, what we can do now is hit that create remote request, and that will get sent to the actual module called access requests. So if I do this, an access request has been sent to my manager will get the request and either say yes or say no. Now, once the manager notifies you to say, yes, they granted it, we'll go ahead and check that response there. In this case, it's saying that no one has done this yet because our manager hasn't gotten to it yet. But this will allow your manager to come around and give you access to this. So if I'm the manager, I'll go type in my password, press the OK button. Then now I can finally do with whatever access it is. So in this case, it's to modify my invoice. We typically don't want a lot of people to modify it, so it makes sense to have the restriction on the employee level to be able to do this and get approved by the manager. There we go. Now to show you this on the manager level, let's go back into our sales invoices. Again, we're going to go to our sales invoice context menu, and we're going to choose the option to modify. This is the only thing right now that's got the access restriction on it. So once we click on modify, let's say the manager is in a completely different location. So it would make sense now for us to go ahead and create a remote request. So we're going to simply click that once. Now, as that request gets sent over into your manager, what the manager will see is once they get the request, they'll go to Employees module, and they go into Access Requests. Once again, to Access Request, you'll see the request all in here. Here's the one that I want to modify the invoice. This just happened. So here's the one that we just put in. So we're going to go to the context menu, and we can process this. So if we process this, we're basically approving that Tom Smith can go ahead and modify the invoice, or we can say that there's going to be a cancel there. You can't do this right now. But right now we're going to say, go ahead and process this. Here's what will prompt me to put in my password as the manager. Once I do that, I'll either hit approve or reject. So I'm going to go ahead and approve this for my employee. This will ask you, are you sure you want to approve this? You will say yes. So now that approval will go away out of this little menu. So now if we look back at our employee, on the employee side, what they'll do is hit this check responses button. And hey, there we go. So that will allow me to get into my modify mode. It's going to take some time to load, but this will allow me to go ahead and get access to what I need to. Or if my manager had rejected that, I would not have been able to go through that process. So that is how to get approved and what it looks like on the manager level on how to reject that or how to accept the access request. So that is how to do all that in AltheaSuite. Thank you.